Hello, welcome again to the Bicky Podcast with a twist again. Obviously, lockdown tournament's going on, so we are taking a break from the usual podcast and using this platform for managerial interviews. This time, I have my ex-media assistant and fellow podcast founder, Sam Greaveson. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, busy, but I'm all right. It's good.
Yeah, so you're busy. What's going on? Is it the managerial? Is it the management taking over? Is it other things getting in the way? What's going on?
Miscellaneous stuff for the minute.
Yeah.
Even though I'm currently based in Tafe, organising a permanent residence back in the UK. So organising that today. I at 10 o'clock went to go pick up the chair I'm sat on.
Nice.
And ended up, taking 6 hours to move sofas and all this sort of stuff. But I mean, it's all part of the fun, mate. Time to switch on my manager brain as we got a big couple of fixtures this evening.
We do.
I'm playing the most feared team of the tournament, Nunz, the Argentinians, and
team.
My biggest rival, PSV. So yeah, big old evening.
Predictions then. Predictions for those games. What are you thinking?
I honestly, playing Nunz, I don't know. First time I've played in this tournament, they have produced some fantastic performances so far this tourney. They've taken what was at the time a pretty good, they took down a mighty foe that was Ryan. Not looking so good right now.
Yeah.
But then they've been competitive in pretty much every game they've played, other than Chips McGee, bloody Salzburg. Other than that, they've been good. So, yeah, looking forward to playing them. Literally don't know how they're going to set up. And, yeah, PSV. Last game was very, very tight, very competitive. Either side could have won it. I personally think a draw was probably the right result, but they managed to nick the 3 points. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting today.
So on the PSV trail then, obviously a few comments made in recent interviews that he obviously taken that win very, very badly. He's a bad winner by the looks of it. And he's made comments that you're quite boring in the media, that you've lost it and you're not as feared as you once used to be, and that another manager it is harder opponent than you are when you used to be that person. So this is your chance now to reply to those comments.
Well, he's a bad winner because he's not used to it. That's the issue. If he was used to winning, he would know how to handle it. But since he's made these big comments, the huge claim of going rest of the tournament unbeaten, he has gone back on them. He's said himself he's not sure on that. He might have to rethink. So he's a very hot and cold manager. When he's up, he's telling the world that he's the best. Make PSV great again, and then he takes a little knock and he's rock bottom. He's looking at his players, blaming them. So he's an interesting character to work alongside and to deal with on a day-to-day basis. God knows what's going on in that changing room. I mean, going into the game, you could be saying you're absolutely the world-class players are going to win this. 45th minute, half-time, you could be saying, you're all shit, get out. Who knows what's going on? But good luck to
him. What do you think of the fact that he said that the Nunz manager is a harder opponent than you are now? Considering the Nunz manager is, all right, he's had a couple of good wins and he's got better, but he's still not won anything, and you've won 2 tournaments. So for him to put that big claim out there that he is a better and harder manager than you are.
Look. It is what it is. He can say whatever he wants in the media. He loves it. He loves the attention. He's a diva. He is the diva of this tournament. Loves the spotlight. But when it comes down to it, the results matter. He did beat me. He beat the Nunz manager. He beat Nunz. he's saying he's a change manager. He's saying that he's in a new mould. He's fantastic. He's sat in third. He's having a pop at me, Tafe, for being this boring team, not doing it this year, maybe drop level. We're in second. So I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. There's no disrespect to the Nunez manager, but I still think I'm probably. I think I live in a dead rent free, and I think he knows it. Which is why he's so gobby. But yeah, I really hope that I hope he does well. Genuinely, this is I mean that, and I hope he has a successful tournament because he's always gone missing. He's so. Yeah, I hope he does well. I'm probably his biggest fan, which is why he looks up to me as much as he does.
Do you think recent tournaments he's gone missing because he's got the pressure of CEO? So do you think having a joint CEO this tournament has given him a bit more freedom, or do you think he's just being a bit of an Eddie Jones and just saying things to the media, but in the background he's doing his own thing?
I think he's a bit of Eddie Jones. He likes taking the pressure on his shoulders. He takes them off the players, puts all the attention on him. But the difference, Eddie Jones, he wins things. That's the difference. He's a massive bottler, is the PSV manager. He is a massive bottler. His hands get sweaty. He goes a couple of goals down. He starts shouting at his dog. He's an absolute mess. So I think he has turned the corner. I don't know whether he's doing some meditation or a bit of yoga on the sides, but he feels mentally different this tournament. And I hope that shows in his results. And I think the biggest thing for him is if he manages to beat Salzburg, that will completely change his game. He'll have the confidence where he can beat anyone then. I think he knows he can beat, or at least compete with all the other managers. But it's Salzburg who's... I think if he can topple them, he'll go places. But yeah, I think end of the day, he's got to produce on the pitch to run his mouth. Otherwise, he might look a bit silly.
I think he's slowly heading that way at the moment. So we shall see how the next few games go. But yeah, I think, like you say, with the Salzburg manager, a lot of us managers are very guilty of already losing before we've even started the match. I know the Nunez manager already admitted that in a previous interview. Obviously, you used to be like that until you actually did beat him in a previous tournament. So do you think mentally you've got over the Salzburg manager bug?
Potentially, yeah. I think our first time we came up against each other was in Germany. They've always been really close games, but he's always had that little edge. And then I think his problem is he finds a system that works and then sticks to it. Yeah. And then other people experiment, find new ways, and then because they're so used to the way he plays, we can set up our teams to beat him. Where, whether it's confidence his side, whether it's a bit of cockiness, you don't know. But he only plays one way. He doesn't look at the other team. He doesn't look at them and go, okay, well, they got very quick wingers. I'm maybe going to play a bit wider to react to that. He just plays one way, and I think I keep an eye on him throughout the tournaments and work out exactly. I pinpoint the weaknesses and I set up against those. I think quite often he plays very narrow, so I like to play in recent tournaments. I like to play 3 at the back with 2 midfielders in front of him to block that narrow, and then expansive wingers to get behind him. I don't know how he plays this year because he has been a lot more rotational. He's played a few more different formations, so I think it'll be more difficult this time to beat him. He's already won 5 out of 5, top of the league. But again, I'm not sure whether he's mentally tough enough to hit it at the knockout stages. I think it improved last year when Lucas has improved massively from his tournaments. Definitely. But he nearly got knocked out at the semi-final stage to him last year. And yeah, I don't know. I think now that he's lost 3 finals on the bounce, that's got to stick with him. And until he gets over that, I think I might have the mental edge.
I personally think you do. I think where he's claiming, again, he's been a bit of an Eddie Jones. He's claiming he's being so relaxed this tournament, but has obviously researched every single opponent. He's worked out exactly how to use FIFA 21, it seems. So is he as relaxed as he's claiming? We're not sure.
He's as relaxed as a man on death row, mate. He's constantly on it.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously, that covers sort of the football side of things. But there's been a theme throughout interviews this week of finding out about the man behind the manager. Obviously, trying to organise this live interview here was a bit of a task. So, as you've alluded to already, you don't get much downtime. But when you do get downtime, what are your relaxation techniques?
I've been having a little think about this, and I've realised that I'm quite big into like collecting. I enjoy like Panini stickers, football cards. Recently, I've got back into Pokemon cards.
Nice.
I find it quite therapeutic. Opening them up, organising them in the binders. I find that it brings back good memories of my childhood, which everyone. The biggest issue when you were 8 was if you got clean socks and a jam sandwich. So going back to that is quite relaxing. So yeah, I think collecting cards is big for me at the minute. I watch YouTube quite a bit, but various different aspects of YouTube. I'm weirdly into like chiropractic videos at the minute.
Oh, I do like watching them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just hearing the body crack is quite quite nice. It's quite a relaxing, calming situation to be in.
It is. Yeah. Have you ever been yourself?
I haven't, and I don't know why, because there's one 3 doors down, and I probably should. But yeah, I'd love to go. I know you go.
Yeah, I do, and it's such a good feeling afterwards. Like you just feel like your body's just been opened up, and like it just feels so nice.
Yeah, I think if I wasn't a foot manager, I'd probably look to be in sort of physio, chiropractic sort of area, because it's an area of interest of mine. And yeah, sat in bed, listen to half an hour of just bones cracking. Not for some. It is for me.
Oh, I can appreciate that. Obviously, very, very busy life at the moment for you with the move and the manager, and you got a sort of fishing job thing that you do on the side.
Yeah.
So when that all comes to a close, you're 65, 70 years old. You've achieved all you can achieve. You've won every tournament you could possibly win. You've caught all the fish you can catch.
Yeah.
What are the retirement plans? What are you going to be doing outside of management?
That's a good question. I think hopefully by that time I'll have an extensive Pokemon card collection, so I can look at them. By that time, hopefully, family could come into it. So maybe grandkids at that point, mess around with them, getting them into Pokemon and chiropractic potentially. Sat in front of the fire with a pint of gin, just enjoyed it. It would have been 45 years of solid graft day in day out, and 65. Maybe I've got another 20 years left in me. Just enjoy it. Might buy a little place in the country. Buy a farm, but not actually farm myself. Just I like the countryside. It was where my grandparents were on a farm, so always going there. Reminds me of them, so that's quite nice. So yeah, I think I'd probably retire. Maybe Spain. I like it here. Getafe doing well for me. The WAG is a big fan of Espanol. She's having a go at me for saying it wrong. I'm learning on the job. All right, learning. So yeah, maybe retire to a nice countryside farm in Spain.
I like that. Would you encourage your future children to get into management, or would you sway them away from that? For
me, I don't mind what they do, as long as they're happy. If they if they go into, I don't know, being a carpenter, any form of life, as long as they're happy, that's absolutely fine. I'll probably push them to maybe pursue a sport. I think rugby. My dad pushed me. I might not push as much as my dad pushed me, but I'll push a little bit, little nudge. I always regretted not learning a musical instrument.
Yeah.
So maybe encourage them to do that. But it'd be more encouragement rather than pushing them towards a direction. But yeah, like I said, as long as they're happy, then I'm happy with that.
I like that. It's a good answer, strong answer. Well, thank you for that.
No worries.
It was nice getting to know the man behind the manager. And I'm sure I'll see you very, very soon on pitch side.
Yes, I look forward to it, mate.
Thank you everyone else for watching. I believe I have 2 of these to go, and then hopefully we'll get a Christmas podcast on the go after the tournament finishes. Lots of plans, lots of things to do, and we'll see you all on the other side.
Cheers.